Hello Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. She never thought about what she was. She just made it up as she went along. These words from musician Marco Perroni capture the quiet force of Sue Catwoman, an icon who reshaped the world by simply being herself. Known offstage as Susan Lucas, she passed away peacefully at age 70, surrounded by family. The cause was a brief illness. From the heart of 1970s London, Sue burst onto the punk scene not with a shout, but with a look, sharp, unforgettable, and entirely her own. Her handmade Catwoman hairstyle, leather ensembles, and dramatic makeup stood out even in a world built on rebellion. That image became symbolic of punk's raw spirit. She never chased fame but became a muse to artists, photographers, and fashion legends, from Bob Gruen to Chanel. Her influence was felt in music videos, fashion campaigns, gallery walls, and city streets. She was portrayed in punk films and remembered in documentaries, not as someone who followed trends, but someone who made them. Even as she inspired a generation, she quietly moved on. After a brief spell fronting the invaders, she chose to focus on her children, Dion and Shem, now both musicians themselves. She supported others behind the scenes, offering strength, not spotlight. Sue was known for her kindness, humor, and fierce individuality. She encouraged young people to be honest, expressive, and unapologetically different. Her presence in the punk world wasn't loud. It was steady, authentic, and unforgettable. Tributes have poured in from across the arts. Her children have thanked fans for the deep love and support, reflecting on a mother who poured her soul into creation, style, and family. Though the punk scene could be rough, Sue Catwoman was graceful in her defiance. She made room for beauty in the jagged edges and created a space for others to be themselves. She is survived by Dion and Shem Lucas, who carry her spirit forward in their music and lives. Sue Catwoman changed fashion, challenged culture, and did it all with quiet purpose. Her story proves that personal expression can spark global impact without ever raising a voice. Tributes to Sue Catwoman. Number 6. Without Dr. Bartlett, there is no ECMO. That powerful tribute from the Extracorporeal Life Support Organization captures just how deeply Robert Bartlett changed the course of medicine. For more than 5 decades, he gave hope to the most vulnerable, from critically ill newborns to adults battling heart and lung failure. His quiet genius and bold vision offered second chances to over 100,000 lives worldwide. Robert Bartlett passed away peacefully at the age of 86. The world lost a pioneer, a teacher, and a kind soul. Best known as the father of ECMO, he developed the groundbreaking heart-lung support system that transformed critical care. In the early 1970s, he led the first successful use of ECMO in adults and later in infants. One of the most famous cases involved baby Esperanza, a moment that proved ECMO's life-saving power and changed neonatal care forever. Dr. Bartlett didn't stop at invention. He built a global network by founding the Extracorporeal Life Support Organization, now connecting over 750 centers around the world. He also earned a rare achievement, 54 years of continuous research funding from the NIH, a record almost unheard of. But behind the science was a man full of spirit. Humble, sharp-witted, and compassionate, he loved mentoring students, working quietly behind the scenes while shaping the next generation of medical innovators. He taught at the University of Michigan, where he led surgical intensive care and founded the ECLS Research Lab. Outside the hospital, he found joy in music and hockey. He co-founded a medical student hockey team and could often be heard playing music with friends, a reminder that even the busiest lives benefit from rhythm and play. Though he is gone, Dr. Bartlett's work lives on in every ECMO machine, helping patients breathe when their lungs can't, in every hospital that bears his teachings, and in every heart of the people he mentored, healed, and inspired. His passing is a profound loss to the global medical community. Still, his vision of compassion paired with innovation will echo for generations. Tributes to Robert Bartlett. Number 5. Portugal has lost one of its most important figures of the past 60 years. These words from President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa speak volumes about the legacy of Francisco Pinto Balsemão. A man of deep convictions and remarkable courage, Balsemão helped shape modern Portugal from the newsroom to the highest levels of government. He passed away at the age of 88, leaving behind a lifetime of public service and innovation. He began with a belief that journalism could be a force for transparency and truth. That belief took shape when he founded Expresso, a newspaper that would become a cornerstone of independent media in Portugal. During a time when voices were often silenced, Balsemão's work gave a platform to freedom. After the Carnation Revolution, he didn't step back, he stepped in. Helping to write Portugal's new constitution, co-founding the Social Democratic Party, and becoming member number 1, he laid the groundwork for a thriving democracy. When fate called him to leadership, he became Prime Minister and helped guide the country through difficult transitions. But his vision didn't stop at politics. In founding Impresa and later SIC, Portugal's first private television channel, he gave voice to a new era in communication, one rooted in freedom, plurality, and progress. Friends and colleagues describe him as thoughtful, calm under pressure, and always committed to doing the right thing. He believed in ideas more than applause, in service more than titles. Pinto Balsemão passed away peacefully following health complications. He is survived by his wife Mercedes and their 2 children. Through journalism, politics, and business, he transformed the country he loved. His contributions touched every generation that followed, from the pages of a morning newspaper to the policies of a freer society. A quiet force behind Portugal's democratic journey, he stood for dialogue, truth, and respect. Though he's left us, his influence remains part of the Portuguese story. Tributes to Pinto Balsemão. Number 4. Jeff believed music could build bridges across oceans, and he spent his life proving it. Jeff Cheen, a visionary whose passion for music transformed global culture, has passed away at the age of 80 after a long battle with cancer. His extraordinary journey shaped not only the soundtracks of generations, but also the pathways that brought people and cultures together through music. With a career spanning over 50 years, Jeff worked behind the scenes of some of the world's most iconic artists. As National Promotion Director for Tetragrammaton Records, he helped guide the careers of legends like John Lennon, Pink Floyd, and Deep Purple. But Jeff's most groundbreaking work happened far from the spotlight. He was the first American music executive to partner with the Chinese Ministry of Culture, launching a joint venture that brought Western pop and rock into China. In doing so, he created a cultural shift that inspired a new generation of musicians across Asia. From Chinese reggae to jazz fusion, Jeff encouraged experimentation and supported artists in finding their global voice. His contributions weren't only professional, they were deeply personal. Friends and colleagues remember him as a generous mentor who always made time to listen, support, and inspire. His passion was contagious, his integrity unshakable. Beyond producing albums and concerts, Jeff opened the world to the idea that music is a universal language. He helped artists break barriers, not just genre or market boundaries, but human ones. Those who worked with him knew they were part of something greater. His wife, Chun Hong, shared the news of his peaceful passing, surrounded by loved ones. The flood of tributes from fellow music executives, artists, and fans echoes one sentiment: the world feels quieter without him. As one former colleague put it, Jeff's legacy isn't just industry-changing, it's soul-changing. He is survived by his wife and family, and remembered by a global community of artists who owe him not just a chance, but a vision. Jeff Cheen's voice may no longer be heard in phone calls or studio sessions, but his influence is everywhere. In every cross-cultural beat, in every global stage, set for something new. Tributes to Cheen. Number 3. She carried my country's soul in every note, a fellow artist once said of Paulina Tamayo. Her voice wasn't just beautiful, it reminded us who we are. Paulina Tamayo, lovingly called La Grande del Ecuador, passed away at the age of 60, leaving behind a legacy that transcends generations. Her music told stories of love, heartache, and pride, echoing the spirit of Ecuador in every lyric. She first stepped on stage at age 7, part of Don Ernesto Alban's theater company. For 12 years she grew as a performer, capturing hearts long before her music filled the airwaves. Eventually, she rose as one of Ecuador's most powerful voices in traditional music, singing pasillo, albazo, and Ecuadorian waltz with unmatched grace. Songs like Fe Perdida, Nuestro Secreto, and Calechita de Amor became national treasures. Her voice was both tender and fierce, able to stir tears or joy in a single note. Fans knew her songs by heart. Families played them across generations. Her talents reached beyond borders. She shared stages with legends like Juan Gabriel and Rocío Dúrcal, earning admiration not just at home but across Latin America. In 2016, she made history, becoming the first Ecuadorian woman to sell out Quito's iconic General Rumiñahui Coliseum. Her devotion to music was matched by a deep sense of humility. Each song came with sincerity. Each concert, a moment of connection. She guided young artists, championed cultural identity, and quietly supported charitable work throughout her life. Family always remained close. Her children Paula and Willie often joined her both on and off stage, a bond that reflected in the warmth of her performances. They survive her, carrying on her light. Paulina passed away from respiratory complications that led to cardiac arrest. Her passing sparked mourning across the country. Thousands, including artists and national leaders, gathered to celebrate her life. Ecuador's president called her a voice that carried our history. Though she is gone, her music plays on radios, in hearts, and in every celebration of Ecuadorian culture. Paulina lived for her art and for her people. Her voice gave the nation its sound. Tributes to Paulina Tamayo. Number 2, discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. That was a favorite quote of Ricardo Nolasco dos Santos, known by many as Kadu Santos, and he lived it every single day. A towering presence in Brazilian fitness, Kadu carved his path with heart, humility, and relentless drive. He passed away unexpectedly at just 31, leaving behind a community whose lives he touched both online and in person. With 11 bodybuilding titles, including 2 major regional championships, Kadu didn't just win trophies, he earned respect. His audience of over 13,000 followers looked to him not just for training tips or meal plans, but for consistency, encouragement, and warmth. Whether coaching clients, cheering on fellow athletes, or lifting beside his fiancée, Sabrina Wollman, Kadu brought joy and connection to all he did. One unforgettable moment of his career came when he proposed to Sabrina on stage at a fitness event. Proof that his life was driven by love as much as passion. Kadu believed in accessible wellness and offered genuine support to those starting their own fitness journeys. He became a mentor across Brazil, recognized for his approachable nature and tireless encouragement. His father, Amaury Santos, shared the heartbreaking news with fans, calling it the saddest day of my life. The cause of his sudden passing has not been publicly shared, and the family has asked for privacy during this difficult time. Still, the legacy Kadu leaves behind is unmistakable. He gave countless people the motivation to believe in themselves. Social media has overflowed with tributes, photos, messages, stories, all honoring a man who showed up, pushed limits, and lifted others with him. Kadu is survived by his family and fiancée Sabrina, who stood beside him in life, love, and fitness. Though gone far too soon, Ricardo Nolasco dos Santos remains a symbol of dedication, integrity, and light. Tributes to Ricardo Nolasco dos Santos. What's trending on the internet? News 1. Here's a story that's striking just the right chord with music fans everywhere. Jon Bon Jovi, now 63, is making headlines after a remarkable comeback, announcing the 2026 Forever Tour, following a long road to recovery from vocal cord surgery. The legendary New Jersey rocker first revealed his vocal struggles during the band's 2022 tour. After decades of unforgettable performances, Jon faced the daunting challenge of regaining his signature voice, and he approached his recovery with tremendous determination and spirit. Jon has openly shared that his healing journey took longer than he hoped, but he credits his faith, family, and fans for inspiring him through the process. With his voice strong again, Jon and the entire band are ready to hit the stage, with Madison Square Garden in New York City among their first tour stops next summer. Fans everywhere are celebrating Jon Bon Jovi's return, not just for the music, but for his perseverance and positive outlook. His story is a heartfelt reminder that with determination and hope, we can overcome life's toughest setbacks. The Forever Tour promises to be a beautiful new chapter for the beloved rocker, honoring his legacy and connecting generations of fans through the universal language of music. News 2. What a remarkable journey for Daniel Naroditsky, the American chess grandmaster whose passion for the game inspired so many. Daniel, who passed away recently at the age of 29 in North Carolina, sparked attention early as a child prodigy, winning the World Youth Chess Championship at just 12 years old. He went on to become one of the youngest grandmasters in the country, earning his title at 18. Beyond his incredible accomplishments on the chessboard, Daniel was a beloved teacher, author, and chess commentator, known for making even the toughest chess strategies easy to understand for players of all ages. Admirers across the globe tuned into his streams and followed his columns, drawn in by his warmth, clarity, and genuine passion for sharing knowledge. Daniel Naroditsky's legacy will live on in every new player he inspired and every chess fan he welcomed into the community. He will be remembered not only as a great competitor, but as a true ambassador for the game, whose kindness and dedication uplifted an entire generation of chess lovers. News 3. Here's something uplifting for anyone exploring a new stage of life. Golden Globe-winning actress Kim Cattrall, turning 70 next year, is sharing her honest journey through menopause, and it's sparking inspiration across the internet. Kim, beloved for her vibrant role on Sex and the City, opened up about her toughest symptom: insomnia, which took months of mindful therapy to manage. She reflects on this confusing phase, recalling how her own mother called it simply the change, and encourages women today to educate themselves and stay connected with loved ones. Kim says her 60s brought the gift of patience and a deeper appreciation for surrounding herself with those who truly care. She's now focused on wellness and self-protection, taking little steps like daily sun care and listening closely to her body's signals. Her advice for anyone approaching menopause? Keep a diary, seek advice, and remember, there's no set rulebook. Celebrated for speaking candidly about aging, Kim is leading the charge to empower women, reminding us all that menopause is a natural chapter, not a reason to feel shame. As she puts it, your priority should always be you. Kim Cattrall's openness not only supports millions of women, it's a beautiful reminder to cherish every friend, every mentor, and every moment as we grow. News 4. Good evening, friends. Aboard the Norwegian Jewel, on a journey from Portugal to Miami, passengers and crew experienced a solemn moment earlier this week. Norwegian Cruise Line has confirmed that a guest went overboard during the Atlantic crossing. The incident happened in the early hours, prompting an immediate and dedicated search effort by the crew and authorities. While the search was ultimately unsuccessful, our thoughts are with the guest's loved ones and the compassionate crew members who worked tirelessly. Moments like these remind us of the care and community found at sea, and the importance of kindness in challenging times. the guest's spirit will be remembered by all who traveled alongside them, and by those of us holding them in our hearts tonight. News 5. If you've recently shopped for eggs in California or Nevada, here's something you'll want to know. Over 6 million large brown cage-free eggs, the kind with those sunshine or omega-3 golden yolks, have now been recalled by Country Eggs, LLC of Lucerne Valley, California. These eggs, sold under the brand names Nagatoshi Produce, Misuho, Nijiya Markets, and Country Eggs, were distributed between June 16 and July 9, 2025, and may carry the code CA7695 with sell-by dates between July 1 and September 18. The FDA and CDC are looking out for our well-being after a salmonella outbreak linked to these eggs touched at least 14 states. So far, nearly 100 people have reported illness with symptoms like fever and stomach cramps. But there's a bit of good news. There have been no deaths, and health officials acted quickly to investigate and contain the situation. If you find any of these eggs in your fridge, the best thing is to throw them away or return them to the store. Then wash your hands and any surfaces the eggs may have touched as an extra precaution. Moments like these remind us just how connected our communities are, and how watching out for one another, by staying informed, truly makes a difference. Here's to health, peace of mind, and the simple joys of breakfast with those we love. News 6. Stellan Skarsgård, the beloved Swedish actor known for unforgettable roles in Andor, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Mamma Mia, is speaking openly at 74 about life, legacy, and resilience. 3 years ago, just before filming Andor, Stellan experienced a stroke, a challenge that left him facing language difficulties and requiring a discreet earpiece on set. Yet with his trademark humor, Stellan reminds us he's not afraid of aging or even dying, saying he's lived a naughty life and feels privileged for his incredible career and family, which includes 8 children and several fellow actors. Today, as glowing reviews come in for his latest performance and he heads for the Cannes Film Festival, fans around the world are celebrating Stellan's spirit, honesty, and impressive journey. His story is a heartening reminder that even as life brings new challenges, we can face them with dignity, warmth, and a smile. News 7. Sometimes, the bravest conversations start at home. Victoria Beckham, the iconic singer, fashion designer, and loving mom, recently shared how she opened up to her 14-year-old daughter Harper about her personal journey with eating disorders. Now 51, Victoria spoke candidly about how challenging it was to grow up in the public eye, facing intense scrutiny over her weight and body image from a young age. She reflected on the pressures of the 1990s, a time when many worried endlessly about being fat-free, and she described how that anxiety shaped her own struggles for years. Victoria credits her husband, David Beckham, for helping her embrace a healthier, more balanced relationship with food and exercise. She's proud to say their supportive family culture is all about positivity and understanding. By being so open with Harper, Victoria hopes to break the silence and show that talking about mental and physical health is one of the most important steps toward healing. She's already inspired countless women to share their own stories, and she urges families everywhere to keep the conversation going. Victoria Beckham's honesty reminds us that no one is alone, and that sharing our journeys can help create a kinder, healthier world for the next generation. Number 1. A good song can change a moment. A great song can change a life. These words, once spoken by Davy Langit, echoed the purpose he lived by. Through melody, rhythm, and storytelling, he touched countless hearts across the country. Davy Langit passed away at the age of 38 after a courageous battle with spondylodiscitis. Yet his voice, both literal and creative, continues to sing through the music he shared and the artists he inspired. He burst onto the public stage through the first season of Pinoy Dream Academy. But even then, Davy stood out not just as a performer, but as a songwriter with heart. He quickly made waves in the OPM scene with unforgettable hits like the viral Selfie Song, the sweet ballad Wedding Song, and his critically acclaimed Dalawang Letra, which won the grand prize at Himig Handog. He wasn't just behind his own hits. Davy lent his pen to other major artists, crafted sounds for beloved films, and pushed boundaries in songwriting competitions like Philpop. He made music not for fame but for the love of it, and it showed. Born in Baguio, Davy never forgot where he came from. He co-founded the Amiens and Pop Music Songwriting Festival to uplift new talent from northern Luzon, helping many discover their own voices. On and off stage, Davy was known for his humility and steady drive. As a radio and TV host, he connected with audiences beyond music. As a mentor, he lifted aspiring musicians with quiet strength and encouragement. As a member of Iglesia Ni Cristo, he served with professionalism and warmth, hosting events and offering his talents to the community. His wife, Therese, shared this message after his passing. He felt so loved by you all. Thank you for filling his heart with so much gratitude, community, and hope. Davy Langit gave the world more than songs. He gave it hope, laughter, and sincerity. He leaves behind a legacy of sound, of kindness, and of stories that will continue to inspire. Tributes to Davy Langit. In understanding the universe, we understand ourselves. These were words often echoed by George F. Smoot, a man whose curiosity stretched across galaxies. George Smoot passed away at 80, following a brief illness.